Did you tell them? No.
Do you want to go call them quick and let them know? Did you just find out this morning or did you find out yesterday? Okay. Just go, if you want to go see Miss Witt, and just you can tell them you were the alternate and the other one couldn't make it and you said you'd be glad to do it. But tell them no pressure. There's a link. Tell them that too. Spelling. Guys, I gotta print a new name tag and then I'll start talking to you about the expectations, okay? What was Ethan Anderson? Is that his name? Yes. Nope, he's gonna be where Yuli's name tag was. Sit on your, so listen guys, you're gonna sit your booty on the place where your name tag was sitting, okay? So like you two, Miles, and I'm sorry, I don't know your name, you shouldn't be that close to each other. Like scoot, so that the person behind you, their feet can sit on the bench in front of you. Ethan Anderson. Ah. Andersen. Okay, I will be right back to go over expectations. So we shouldn't be that close to one. Okay. So I think, whatever, we'll figure it out.
Nice, and congrats.
She's pretty right now.
Did everybody see there is a new link to the second spelling bee here? So let us know. I did just reshare that link. If somebody is trying to get on that, let me know if you can't. If you need some help with that. But the new one should be good to go.
Okay, guys, I'm gonna start talking. How many of you have been in the spelling bee before? Ooh, lots of veterans. All right, so you guys know this is kind of a trick question because there's only one answer, but you guys know. Is there anything to be nervous about? No. No. Okay. No pressure. You guys have already made it here, and so we're good to go. So your feet are gonna go in front between these two. Okay. Actually, it feels like I did something wrong. Can you scoot just a tad bit that way or no? Nope. Okay. So we're kind of cramped right now, right? But there should be enough space between you and the person next to you that the people behind you, their feet fit there. Okay. Couple things. Let me grab my notes so I don't forget. Things that you need to be aware of. If I ask you to repeat something, that doesn't mean that you were wrong. It just means I want to make sure I heard it correctly. So that doesn't mean spell it differently necessarily. Okay, it just means spell it again for me. Okay. You don't have to use capital letters, punctuation, or spaces like hyphens, capital F on February, that sort of thing. But you can, and if you do or don't, it doesn't make it correct or incorrect. The only thing we're listening for are the letters, okay? You may start over, but you need to make it clear to me. So let's say the word is cat, and you say C-A-C-A-T. That's incorrect. You just spelled cat, right? So if that happens where you think about it afterwards, you want to say C-A, may I start over? And I'll say yes. And then you'll spell it again, C-A-T, okay? Now, if you say something like A, you already said I, and so you don't get to start over because that was an incorrect letter. So if you say an incorrect letter, even if you realize that you made a mistake, unfortunately, you still misspelled the word, okay? Let's see, you can spell like with your finger, your hand, your foot. You just can't make any marks if that helps you to visualize the word. I would really recommend that you don't try to be in a hurry because that's when people make mistakes. So for like cat, instead of being like C-A-T, I would say C-A-T, okay? Make sure you're clear so that we can understand your letters. Some letters sound similar, like F and S sometimes get confused or that sort of thing. Okay, so make sure that you're saying it clearly. All right, the way that we will do this is, so as an example, Carter will come up to the microphone, okay? And Henry will stand up because he's on deck, meaning he's up next, okay? When Carter gets done spelling, he'll go sit down. Henry will come up, and then Miles will stand up and just wait right there. Miles won't come walk over here. He'll just stand right there. Now, when we get to the second row, you would come up to the mic. You would just stand up right where your feet are, okay? You don't have to come down to the floor. But then when it is your turn, you're gonna come back to your seat and you'll just walk down right here. Does that make sense for those of you who are in the back rows? Okay. Let's see. You don't have to say the word out loud, but you can. So if the word is cat and you wanna go cat, C-A-T, cat, that's fine, but you don't have to do that, okay? You can ask me to repeat the word. You can ask me to repeat the sentence. You can ask me for the definition of the word. You can ask me what part of speech the word is, okay? So any of those things, if that helps to give you the words and think how they're spelled, you can do that, okay? Questions for me before we get started? Now is the time to ask them. Yes.
Where do you go when you get out?
Good question, thank you. So when you get out, like if you misspell a word, when you're done spelling, regardless, you'll go back and sit down, okay? We will wait until the round is over, and then when I say that is the end of our round, and the audience will clap, then you'll go sit down. If your family's here, you can go sit with them. Otherwise, you can just sit anywhere on the benches. Does that make sense? Okay. A round is all the spellers. So we're gonna go Carter through Nolan. Then we'll start with Andrew, all the way through Amelia, and then we'll go to the top. Does that make sense? Okay? Any other questions? We shouldn't be like whispering to each other up here really at all, okay? Also, we aren't gonna clap after each speller. We'll wait for the applause until the very end. When I say that's the end of the round, then you guys can clap for the speller, okay? Questions? Any others? Okay, good luck. Take a deep breath. Those shoulders relax. I can see some nerves. All right, good luck. We're going to start at 16 under base, just to let you know. Okay. If you need to move this, like, because you do need to have your face pen. Who's up the, let me just see where it is right now. So definitely not one for you. Who's one of our, Amelia, come up to. Stand right here. Okay, so you move it down. Let's move it up just a little bit. Okay, so you guys won't adjust it where I'm adjusting it right now, okay? The only thing you'll adjust is you'll put your hand right here. So Amelia would put her hand and bring it down so it's pointing at her mouth, and Liz would bring it up so it's pointing at her mouth. Does that make sense? Okay, this is where you grab it though, right here where it's touched. Thank you, guys. Okay. It'll be a minute, Carter.
All right, welcome. Thank you all for coming. I really appreciate seeing all the supporters, and I know that these fine students up here also appreciate you being here, so thank you. I do have a few things to go through, and I have a little script here, so I'm just gonna read that so that everybody's getting the same information. It is important that the audience is quiet when students are spelling. Please reserve all applause for the end of each round. You'll know it's the end because I will say that is the end of this round. There's to be no coaching of any kind from the audience. This includes whispering, spelling words with your mouth silently, hand gestures, etc. We are operating this bee under the guidance of the National Spelling Bee rules. The judges may ask for a word to be respelled in the event of any confusion. We may confer, and our decision is final. Students do not need to say the word before or after spelling. However, they may if they wish. Capitalization and punctuation are not a factor as to whether a word is spelled correctly. Students may stop and start over. However, it must be clear that they are doing so. If a student begins to spell, for example, you, and they say Y-O-U, they've just spelled yo-you, and that is not correct. So they need to ask me, Y-O, may I please start over? I'll say yes, and then they can begin again with nothing against them. So once an incorrect letter, however, is given, that word is misspelled. This applies even if a student realizes that they made a mistake and they correct themselves. Once a mistake is given, the word is counted as wrong. Spellers may request that words be repronounced. They may ask for the definition, or that I repeat the sentence, or for the part of speech. They may use their fingers or their feet to spell the words as long as no actual marks are made. All students will return to their seats with the other spellers after they have spelled their word in a round. This is whether they spelled the word correctly or not. Students who did not spell their word correctly will then, at the end of the round, come out and join their families or find a space to sit. The rules do change when the championship round takes place. This can occur at any time during the bee. It takes place when only one student in a round correctly spells a word. When this happens, that speller gets one more word. This is the championship round. If she or he correctly spells that word, she or he is the winner. If she or he does not spell it correctly, all of the spellers who spell the words incorrectly in that round are back in the bee, and another round begins. Since 2 spellers from this group may go to the district spelling bee, spellers who were eliminated by the championship round, they may be brought back up to compete in order to determine the speller who's in second place. So even after we have a winner, we may have to kind of figure out who our second place is, depending on how many people are out at the same time. The district B will take place sometime in January or early February. It is not at Bennington this year. I can't remember what school it is at. Every year it's at the school who had the winner from the previous year. So that information, however, will be sent out to you. Those of you who are in first and second place, I will get all that information to you and your families. There is a great deal of stress in a spelling bee. I just talked to someone in the hall and said, this is our Super Bowl. So kids are really excited. But it is much harder to spell words, not only verbally, without writing them down, but verbally in front of a crowd of people. Every one of you has done a great job to this point. You have gotten here and you should be so proud of that. So let's give them a round of applause. All right, and with that, Carter, come on up. All right, Carter, this word has a homonym, or it could be confused with another word. Your word is satin. For her birthday, Alondra gave her mother a pink robe made of satin. Satin.
Satin.
That is correct. Henry, your word is signal. The runners waited for the signal to begin the race. Signal.
Signal.
That is correct. Miles, your word is shuffle. Participants in the dance marathon who merely shuffle their feet instead of dancing will be disqualified. Shuffle.
Shuffle. Shuffle. Shuffle.
That is correct. Sorry about that, Jackson. Your word is minnows. Elijah loved to catch minnows with his net and then put them back in the lake. Minnows.
Minnows. Mino.
I'm sorry, that is incorrect.
Is it Amelia? Sorry.
Alea, your word is before.
Before. Before.
That is correct.
Alea, I'll use the word in a sentence so that you can know. I mean, you're good. You got it correct, but just so you know for the future.
Evelyn, this word has a homonym or could be confused with another word. Your word is writing. Janie loved to read, but always had trouble when it came to writing. Writing.
Writing.
That is correct. Della, your word is sugar. The nutritionist complained that children's food often contains too much sugar. Sugar.
Sugar. Sugar. Sugar.
That is correct. Nolan, this word has a homonym or could be confused with another word. Your word is seep. The leak in the bathtub was starting to seep into the ceiling of the basement. Seep.
Seep. Seep.
That is correct. Andrew, this word has a homonym or could be confused with another word. Your word is wheels. Suri's baby sister was excited to notice that the wheels on the bus do actually go round and round. Wheels.
Wheels. Wheels.
That is correct. Augie, your word is fruit. The fruit of the rose plant is the hip with which one can make a delicious jelly. Fruit.
R. U. T.
I'm sorry, that is incorrect. Allie, this word has a homonym or could be confused with another word. Your word is goats. Harriet's dream was to move out to the countryside and have a herd of milking goats. Goats.
Goats. Goats. Goats.
That is correct. Landry, this word has a homonym or could be confused with another word. Your word is limbs. After Nellie got hit by the ball, the doctor asked her to move the fingers and toes on all of her limbs. Limbs.
Limbs. Limbs. Limbs.
I'm sorry, that is incorrect. Ethan, your word is far away. Ben joined the Coast Guard in the hopes of visiting a faraway place around the globe. Far away.
FARWAY.
I'm sorry, that is incorrect. Aria, your word is pirates. When they saw the black flag, the sailors realized with terror that they were being approached by pirates. Pirates.
PIRATES.
That is correct. Amelia, your word is wooden. Armando preferred to use a wooden bat instead of a metal one because it made him feel like a major leaguer. Wooden.
Wooden. WOODEN. Wooden.
That is correct. Liz, your word is breakfast. Johanna usually eats oatmeal topped with sliced bananas for breakfast. Breakfast.
Breakfast. BREKFAST.
I'm sorry, that is incorrect. Erin, your word is acrobat. After years of classes, Paul is developing the skills of a first-rate acrobat. Acrobat.
ACROBAT.
That is correct. Avery, your word is chocolate. By the end of the evening, every chocolate in the just opened box was gone. Chocolate.
Chocolate. CHOCOLATE.
That is correct. Cole, this word has a homonym or could be confused with another word. Your word is elephant. Vian and Patrika enjoyed watching the elephant use its trunk to spray water on its back. Elephant.
Elephant. ELAPH.
I'm sorry, that is incorrect. Cash, your word is recipe. Chuck's chili recipe is a closely guarded secret. Recipe.
Recipe. RECIPE.
That is correct. Joey, this word has 2 or more correct spellings. Either of those 2 spellings is acceptable. Your word is surprise. Sheena hushed her friend, telling her that the party was supposed to be a surprise. Surprise.
Surprise. SPUR.
I'm sorry, that is incorrect. Stella, your word is bombarded. The students bombarded their teacher with questions about the field trip. Bombarded.
Bombarded. BOMBARED.
I'm sorry, that is incorrect. And that is the end of our round.
Good job, guys. Okay, we're gonna do a little bit of moving. You 2 girls, will you move down here? Yep. And then you 4 in the back. Actually, yeah, you 4. Andrew, are you on the second or the third? Sorry, you 3 in the back. You come down over here. Okay, that way we don't have to worry about this. But stay in your order. So, sorry, dear, I don't know your name. Will you move over 1 onto the next one? And then you 2 girls move on down. And then Erin down here between these 2. Down on the second. Yep. And then Avery, you 2 come down. Nope, the second. There you go. And then come down 1. Yep. Because we were having a lot of people like getting off the back, and I don't like that. So you'll come up between the person that you are here. Miles, will you speak kind of to the center of that? bench. Perfect, thanks. So you guys may have noticed that I didn't talk about this, I apologize that I did that, okay? That's just so that you don't have to finish the rest of the word once I've heard an incorrect letter, okay? Okay, all right, come on up.
All right, Carter, your word is incredible. Gavin told an incredible story about saving his neighbor's dog from an alligator. Incredible.
Incredible. Incredible. Incredible.
That is correct. Henry, your word is countess. The countess had a reputation for mistreating her servants. Countess.
Can you repeat the word again?
The word is countess. The countess had a reputation for mistreating her servants. Countess.
COUNTIS.
I'm sorry, that is incorrect. Miles, your word is peppercorn. A stray peppercorn rolled onto the table as Janus poured them into the grinder. Peppercorn.
Peppercorn. PEPPERCORN. Peppercorn.
That is correct. Elia, your word is a homonym. Your word has a homonym or could be confused with another word. Your word is raise. Elliot tries to remember to raise his hand, but sometimes his words come out first. Raise.
Raise. RAISE. Raise.
That is correct. Evelyn, your word is zooming. Janie's little brother was zooming around the living room, pretending to be an airplane. Zooming.
ZOOMING.
That is correct. Della, your word is turnout. Lee was pleased at the turnout for the opening night of her play. Turnout.
Turnout. TURNOUT. Turnout.
That is correct. Nolan, your word is streetlights. The streetlights in Junior's neighborhood turned on automatically at sunset. Streetlights.
STREETLIGHTS.
That is correct. Andrew, your word is courtyard. The king was pacing in the courtyard when the messenger breathlessly announced the birth of the prince. Courtyard.
Courtyard. COURTYARD.
That is correct. Allie, your word is asleep. After sitting cross-legged for the whole assembly, Richie's foot was totally asleep. Asleep.
Asleep. ASLEEP. Asleep.
That is correct. Aria, your word is dinosaur. After watching Jurassic Park, the velociraptor is Aiko's favorite dinosaur. Dinosaur.
DINOSAUR.
That is correct. Amelia, your word is vacuum. Mom asked Lena to vacuum the crumbs off the carpet. Vacuum.
VACUMM.
I'm sorry, that is incorrect. Aaron, your word is monsoon. Monsoon in India generally take place in the months from June to September, with July generally being the rainiest month. Monsoon.
MONSOON.
That is correct. Avery, this word has a homonym or could be confused with another word. Your word is avocado. Tanisha's first taste of sushi was a roll containing avocado, crab, and cucumber. Avocado.
Avocado. AVOCO.
I'm sorry, that is incorrect. Cash, your word is February. Since she was born on the 29th of February, Alice argued that when her birthday came around every 4 years, she deserved 4 times as many presents. February.
FEBU.
I'm sorry, that is incorrect. And that is the end of our round. All right, ready, Carter? Carter, your word is especially. Everything at the restaurant was too spicy, especially the pad thai. Especially.
Especially. ESPI.
I'm sorry, that is incorrect. Miles, your word is scorcher. Ross spent the entire day at the pool because it was a scorcher outside. Scorcher.
Scorcher. SCORCHER.
That is correct. Elia, your word is fragments.
Fragments. FRAGMENTS. Fragments.
That is correct. Evelyn, your word is unleash. Mr. Xavier firmly believed that letting the students wear open-toed shoes would unleash chaos in the school. Unleash.
UNLEASH.
That is correct. Della, your word is cosmetics. Caitlin loved doing her makeup and trying out different cosmetics. Cosmetics.
Cosmetics. COSMETICS. Cosmetics.
That is correct. Nolan, this word has a homonym or could be confused with another word. Your word is frustration. Peyton's inability to pass his licensure test was a source of great frustration for his boss. Frustration.
FRUSTRATION.
That is correct. Andrew, this word has a homonym or could be confused with another word. Your word is mascot. The mascot of Sam's elementary school is an otter. Mascot.
Mascot. MASCOT.
That is correct. Allie, this word has 2 or more correct spellings. Any of the spellings are acceptable. Your word is mustache. It wasn't until after Daniel graduated high school that he was able to grow a full mustache. Mustache.
Mustache. MOUSSTA.
I'm sorry, that is incorrect. Aria, your word is perfume. Some theaters designate a fragrance-free seating area for those persons allergic to perfume and scented lotions. Perfume.
PERFUME.
That is correct. Aaron, your word is tuxedo. The groom wore a navy tuxedo with a bright orange bow tie. Tuxedo.
TUXEDO.
That is correct. And that is the end of our round. All right, Miles, come on up. Miles, your word is lurches. Derek gets nervous when his cousin's dog lurches towards him. Lurches.
LER.
I'm sorry, that is incorrect. Alea, this word has a homonym or could be confused with another word. Your word is prognosis. Although the patient's surgery had been touch and go, Dr. Sims' subsequent prognosis was one of complete recovery. Prognosis.
Prognosis. PROGNOSIS. Prognosis.
That is correct. Evelyn, this word has a homonym or could be confused with another word. Your word is sequins. Kayla sewed beads on top of the sequins to keep them in place. Sequins.
SEQUINS.
That is correct. Della, this word has a homonym or could be confused with another word. Your word is fabulous. Tanya dreams of someday taking a fabulous vacation to the tropical paradise of Bali. Fabulous.
Fabulous. FABULOUS. Fabulous.
That is correct. Nolan, this word has a homonym or could be confused with another word. Your word is fluently. Letitia's dream is to speak French fluently so she can travel through France with ease. Fluently.
FLUENTLY.
That is correct. Andrew, your word is brandished. The pirates brandished their muskets to the merchants while demanding that they turn over their goods. Brandished.
BRANDISHEND.
I'm sorry, that is incorrect. All right, this word has a homonym or could be confused with another word. Your word is anguish. Rowan felt considerable anguish at losing the brooch her grandmother had given her before she died. Anguish.
ANGUISH.
That is correct. Aaron, your word is rickety. The woman stopped to help the rickety old man cross the street. Rickety.
RICKETY.
That is correct, and that is the end of our round. Alea, the following word has 2 or more correct spellings. Any of them are acceptable. Your word is pediatric. Anna decided to focus her nursing career on pediatric care. Pediatric.
Pediatric. PEDIATRIC.
That is correct. Evelyn, this word has a homonym or could be confused with another word. Your word is democracy. Kara could not imagine what her life would be like if it were governed not by a democracy, but instead by the whims of a few people. Democracy.
DEMOCRACY.
That is correct. Della, this word has a homonym or could be confused with another word. Your word is beige. Tired of the beige walls in her home, Ellen decided to repaint all the rooms with bold colors. Beige.
Beige. BEIGE. Beige.
That is correct. Nolan, this word has a homonym or could be confused with another word. Your word is grimace. The camera caught the player's grimace as the penalty was announced. Grimace.
GRIMACE.
That is correct. Aria, this word has a homonym or could be confused with another word. Your word is enormous. The documentary depicted the enormous task of building the Panama Canal. Enormous.
ENORMOUS.
That is correct. Aaron, this word has a homonym or could be confused with another word. Your word is nautical. Suri used a glossary of nautical terms, among other things, as a reference when writing her novel set on the high seas. Nautical.
NAUTICAL.
That is correct, and that is the end of our round. Alea, your word is ebony. Would you like me to say something? Sammy bought an ebony tapestry for her meditation room. Ebony.
Ebony. EBONY. Ebony.
That is correct. Evelyn, the following word has 2 or more correct spellings. Any of those are acceptable. This word also has a homonym or could be confused with another word. Your word is paltry. Kara rejected the paltry silverware set, deeming it unworthy for the dinner party, and opted for the more durable stainless steel instead. Paltry.
PALTRY.
That is correct. Della, this word has a homonym or could be confused with another word. Your word is garbled. Addis accidentally garbled the message he was asked to pass along to his sister. Garbled.
Garbled. GARBLED.
That is correct. Nolan, your word is imitation. Christina opted to buy the imitation of the purse since it was several $100s cheaper than the authentic one. Imitation.
IMM.
I'm sorry, that's incorrect. Aria, your word is receptionist. Nev spoke to the receptionist to schedule her next dental appointment. Receptionist.
RECEPTIONist.
That is correct. Erin, your word is plausible. Mr. Hudgens did not find Paul's excuse for being late to be plausible. Plausible.
PLAUSIBLE.
That is correct, and that is the end of our round. Alea, this word has, excuse me, I was on the wrong word. Alea, your word is commotion. Arthur couldn't hear a teen over the commotion in the hallway. Commotion.
Commotion. COMO.
I'm sorry, that is incorrect. Evelyn, this word has a homonym or could be confused with another word. Your word is immigrants. Vladimir worked at a center for receiving immigrants and helping them find housing. Immigrants.
IMMIGRANTS.
That is correct. Della, your word is spectators. The spectators cheered when the home team scored a touchdown. Spectators.
Spectators. SPECTATORS. Spectators.
That is correct. Aria, this word has a homonym or could be confused with another word. Your word is suspicious. The police were called to inspect a suspicious package that was left at the airport. Suspicious.
SUSPIS.
I'm sorry, that is incorrect. Aaron, this word has a homonym or could be confused with another word. Your word is ramshackle. Although Bonnie had always assumed the ramshackle house next door was empty, one night she heard strange noises coming from it. Ramshackle.
RAMSHACKLE.
That is correct, and that is the end of our round.
Aaron, hang on your wall. Oh, no, just kidding. Got it. And then Evelyn and Della just come up. I think you guys can be on that second one. Then your knees don't have to be as much. So Evelyn up one. Yep. See how Della's up one? Yep. There you go. And Aaron, you can just hang out right there by Della. You can spread out if you want to, whatever works. All right. Are we ready? Evelyn, you're up.
Evelyn, this word has a homonym or could be confused with another word. Your word is heron. Kaylee was stunned at the height of the Goliath heron she saw at the African wetland park. Heron.
HERON.
That is correct. Della, the following word has 2 or more correct spellings. Any of those are acceptable. Your word is nomad. Graciela argued that her brother was not a nomad simply because he liked to sleep in a different place in the house every night. Nomad.
Nomad. NOMAD. Nomad.
That is correct. Aaron, this word has a homonym or could be confused with another word. Your word is skewer. Maggie put pieces of steak, bell peppers, and onions on the skewer. Skewer.
SKEWER.
That is correct, and that is the end of our round. All right, Evelyn, your word is lunacy. Kylie could not believe the lunacy she witnessed at the clown convention. Lunacy.
U-A-N.
I'm sorry, that is incorrect. Della, this word has a homonym or it could be confused with another word. Your word is bracken. Hans pushed an enormous bracken out of his path as he hiked uphill. Bracken.
Bracken. B-R-A-C-K-E-N. Bracken.
That is correct. Aaron, your word is neon. Even though Tim was wearing neon swimming trunks, his mom had trouble spotting him on the crowded beach. Neon.
N-E-O-N.
That is correct, and that is the end of our round. All right, guys, so things get a little different here, okay? Just because you spell a word incorrectly doesn't mean that you're out, because whomever spelled it correctly has to then spell another word correctly, or we start another round, okay? All right. Della, this word has a homonym, or could be confused with another word. Your word is hypnosis. Juan argued that he shouldn't get in trouble for stealing the cookies because he was in a state of hypnosis when the theft occurred. Hypnosis.
Hypnosis. H-I-P.
I'm sorry, that is incorrect. Aaron, your word is gusto. Lottie approached painting with the gusto of one unrestrained by rules or schools of thought. Gusto.
G-U-S-T-O.
That is correct. And the championship word? This word has a homonym or it could be confused with another word. Your word is gleaned. Investigators gleaned evidence of possible criminal activity from the suspect's internet search history. Gleaned.
G-L-E-A-N-E-D.
That is correct, and you are our spelling bee champion. Way to go, both of you, good job. And good job to everyone. Spellers, if you will come back up for a picture, please. We'll do a picture with everybody. And then families, if you want pictures afterwards, that is fine. I just ask that you please, before you leave, take this out of the lanyard and leave the plastic piece here. Good job, guys. All right, so this might sound a little weird, but instead of having your name tag like this, turn it around like this. We're gonna put it on the internet, so we don't want your name to be there. So your name tags are like this right now. Turn it so that we can't see your name.
This?
Is that like this? Yep. All right, let me. Thank you. All right. I am. Okay, scoot together. There we go. Oh gosh. All right. Okay, ready? 1, 2, you should smile. You're so proud of yourself. Smile, smile. Good job. All right, good job. When you guys are done with your families, take this out and put your empty lanyard up here. I need a picture of you two though. Here, let's go over here. Put your empty lanyards over here. Take. All right. You can go talk to your families first though if they want pictures with your lanyard on.
Oh, okay.
It's up to them. But Andrew and Della, I need to take a picture of you. All right.
Can you take my lanyard off?
Nope, keep it on. Hey, you two in the back behind Della, will you scooch a little bit? There we go. Okay, you scooch that way. Just go ahead, go on through. All right, ready? 1, 2, smile. You're so proud of yourself. You should be. Okay, sweetheart, will you step in a little bit? Thank you. Ready? 1, 2, 3. Good job. Okay, got it.
Wait, I don't open it.